design a machine that receives faint transmissions from the distant future, sculpt a miniature sun from dwarf star matter, but I can't find a way to keep human cells from metastasizing. I wish I could help humankind by doing more than just being its resident strongman. One thing I've learned since arriving in Metropolis is that those in power don't always have the people's interests at heart.
Well, try reading a gossip column. Practically all of Metropolis thinks we're dating anyway. You're clinging to keep one last part of you separate from us. And the only reason I can fathom is that for an alien, you've developed a very human, very male fear of commitment. We've been together for 6 months. It'd be nice if I could start calling you something other than Superman.
Just look at him. So sleek, so powerful, so beautiful. Like some great golden god made flesh. Of course, any sensible god would demand absolute obedience in return for his favor. But no. Our man of steel protects us and keeps us, with no strings attached. And the people, they practically worship him anyway. Enjoy your reign while you may, Superman. For as surely as night follows day, there comes a time when even gods must die.
Look, Lane, Kent's fine. Just lost in the trenches. You know how he disappears into his work. And what are you doing here anyway? I told you to take time off.
And do what? I'm trying to keep myself occupied.
Well, occupy yourself with friends or family. You must have someone you can talk to.
Speaking of changes, about the big S, huh? He wears red and blue, flies, crime rates plummeted since he's risen from the grave. Gosh, you think he's a zombie?
I know who you are, Miss Lane. My son talks about you quite often.
He's the reason I've come to see you.
Has there been word from Afghanistan? I've been so worried. You know, I was just about to put on a fresh pot of coffee. You look like you could use a cup.
Project Apple Core. They've hit the mother lode. Relax, Lex. Apple Core may have been illegal, but it was completely under the radar. Come on, Lex. I figured you'd be stoked he's finally gone. Isn't this what you wanted?
Toyman doesn't feel like sharing. The goodies are mine. All you action figures and your accessories better back up, or the kiddies are coming down the hard way. Guess what?
I have isolated a match via interstellar records from your father's archives. The subject in question was biologically engineered to be the ultimate soldier. Precise, clinical, unstoppable. But its creators came to realize that it could not distinguish between friend and foe. Thus, this Doomsday machine lives to extinguish any and all life forms, because it must.
2 miles below Earth's surface. Even Superman can't see us here. Heat's freaking unbearable. I shall invent a new energy source by harnessing radiation emitted from the Earth's core. Don't be surprised if he asks us to dig straight to hell. We're halfway there already.
Yeah, forget Luthor and his happiness, and rake in billions while we drown in our own sweat. Insert a diode catheter into Satan's rectum, run a feedback to LexCorp, and crank up the juice.
James Olsen, your photos of the tragedy were, well, words fail. It must have been hard for you, being Superman's pal, I mean, if you ever need to talk.
Superman died as he lived, defending Metropolis. He may have come from another world, but he will always belong to ours.
As feared, crime rates have soared in the past weeks. Criminals have become more daring, and Metropolis PD remains understaffed and underfunded. On the bright side, technologies mogul and philanthropist Lex Luthor contributed $10 million to the police department earlier today. But ultimately, Metropolis is faced with a stark reality that no police force, no matter how well equipped, will ever be as omnipresent as one man.
Like we really needed him to bust up a mechanical spider, right? Lame.